When this week offered me an end to austerity, I thought they might have been being a bit optimistic. This Lewis Hamilton bling looks like tinfoil, and the F1 talent seems set to get sweet FA, just like some of the Chancellor's budget jokes on Monday.
Some were hoping for a December budget. I'm sure the headline writers were ready with something like Spreadsheet Phil turns Santa Claus. Others were desperate for it to be on Wednesday. Hamo House of Horrors, perhaps?
Though the PM had already raced off the start line, announcing the prizes back in June, Phil still revved his engine like a boy racer pulling donuts. Will Portillo know what that means?
I can report to the British people that their hard work is paying off and the era of austerity is finally coming to an end.
The plan Phil unveiled was more of a promising hill start than a grab for pole position, but he told the Commons that austerity's end was dependent on Brexit, like everything. However, he also delivered tax cuts.
A tax cut for 32 million people. £130 in the pocket of a typical basic rate taxpayer, meaning since 2015, we've taken 1.7 million people out of tax altogether and nearly 1 million people out of higher rate tax.
Personal allowance has gone to 12.5 grand. The higher limit's gone to 50k. Maybe the Chancellor's abandoned fiscal prudence for a love of round numbers. Anyway, Jezza wasn't convinced the Chancellor was moving forwards.
What we've heard today are half measures and quick fixes while austerity grinds on. And far from people's hard work and sacrifices having paid off, as the Chancellor claims, this government has frittered it away in ideological tax cuts to the richest in our society.
So you might not have expected this from the Shadow Chancellor who once waved Mao's Red Book. He seemed to be giving Phil's tax cuts the checkered flag.
Would you reverse the tax cuts being planned?
We'll support the tax cuts at the moment. We'll inject some demand into the economy.
That enraged some of John's colleagues and led to questions over a possible split with Jezza. The Chancellor found support from the DUP, who'd previously said they'd vote against the budget over Brexit. Now they were standing on the podium spraying champagne.
I think there were some very positive things in it. The money for mental health provision, the money for our veterans, extra money for universal credit. Those are very, very positive.
There was also plenty of positive talk from the Chancellor, who's normally so pessimistic he puts the windscreen wipers on even if it ain't raining. But many also thought he was simply engaging in some sharp chicanery.
All the big decisions about how we pay for improved public services and the so-called end of austerity, it's all been put off to next year.
He hasn't ended austerity, has he? He's continued austerity. We've got a situation where the universal credits cuts that there have been are continuing to be passed on to people.
Austerity might be ending in the Chancellor's mind, it might be ending in one part of the UK, but certainly it's casting a long shadow in Wales.
This was hammered home to Theresa at PMQs, while Jezza was in danger of getting run off the road. Oh my, how'd you get?
Can the Prime Minister explain why she chose not to end the benefit freeze for 10 million households, but instead brought forward a tax cut for higher earners?
Yesterday, his Shadow Chancellor said what we've always known, that the tax cuts were for middle earners, head teachers and people like that.
With all this excitement, you might have forgotten about Brexit, but not the Maybot. She found time in her week to visit Norway for discussions about their model. Admiring a Norwegian model is something the Tories normally leave to Boris. However, one journalist found a simple solution to her woes.
No, we are not preparing for another general election. That would not be in the national interest. What we are doing is working for that good deal with the European Union.
Which means we're definitely having another general election. But then again, the finishing line for Brexit is all over the show. Meanwhile this week, Formula Chancellor Boy George was in reflective mood.
We were wrong to play into the debate that everything that Brussels did was a challenge and a battle and was wrong. We were too late in the day trying to explain some of the benefits of European Union membership.
So this is what the winner gets. Austerity is officially over. So let's get the old party stuff. We'll just get it off in a minute. Come on. Can't get it off.